am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. Hello. Good evening. All right. You know it's a Saturday, which means I don't normally do shows on Saturdays. So if I'm going to do a show on a Saturday, it must be very important. So this is a very important show. Also, it's a Saturday, so I will not be long. This ends in the next 56 minutes because it will be no longer than 1 hour. During that time, I have a very long monologue, and then I am going to take your views and your thoughts via phone call if you so desire, or end the show. All right, 1 hour strong. Again, before we go any further, this is I Am Sure Sports, and I am your host, Manningsman. Welcome to the platform. If this is your first time, we ask you to hit the subscribe button right now. All right. If you're one of our regular viewers, awesome. Share the content and take a second or two and hit the like button. We would appreciate that much. All right. We continue to look to the hills from whence cometh our help. Our help comes from the Most High God, the one who made the heavens and the earth. He will not suffer our foot to be moved, and he who keeps us, he never slumbers, and he never ever sleeps. Hope you have done those 3 things. All right. Again, big up to all of you for those who are here for the first time. Before we let me just say this, right? There was a typo. Big up to Coach Minzy who identified it as quick as I put up the thing. Think it said BestGovernance itself, so it should have been best. So that has been fixed. Thank you, Coach Minzy, and the others who helped me in identifying that. Big up to the persons who are also on I Am Sure Sports Fantasy Premier League. That is going on, and the competition is heating up and should be getting a whole lot. You can join that. The link is in the description of this video. It's never too late. If you're good at this thing, you can make a lot of progress. All right. So I've received so many phone calls since my last 2 videos, people telling me things that they have been hearing and, just asking me questions about how I'm feeling. But the truth is, I have not been exposed to some of the information out there. So I got some updates on some of the things that have been circulated, especially after my video yesterday. So today I am here to be educated, but also to educate and not to dictate. I believe that everyone is free to their opinion, but facts and truth must always override people's personal opinion. Our opinions can be wrong, but truth and fact are constant and they are consistent. There's no change in truth, all right? So we're not here to dictate to people, we are here to educate people. And also, when we communicate, we must not eliminate. When we communicate, we must put in all the facts in our communication so people can get a wholesome understanding. So at the end of this, I hope the things that I will share with you today will resonate. The title of my video, it says you're either playing the fool, you're being the fool, or you are a fool. And the best governance is always self-governance. So this is some of the things I learned in my studies, right? There are kind of 3 groupings of persons. The ones who are playing the fool, Jamaican says you're playing the fool to catch wise. Some who are just being foolish in their ways because they refuse to learn. And others who are just plain fools. Them can't do any better. You have to determine which category you're going to be in. But don't be brainwashed. Don't be so bought in to what management says that you don't take time to go and do your own research and your own studies and find information to support what you're believing. Anything you're going to believe, ensure that you have information to support it. So even if you go to church and the pastor preach, go back to your yard, go through the Bible and make sure that what the person is saying is actually so before you validate your belief system. All right? No. This is self-governance. In fact, the late Miles Monroe says this. This is going to be an education because we're going to make a big point. The late Miles Monroe says this. Self-development demands self-discipline. If you're going to get any better in life, you're going to have to discipline yourself in life. In fact, the greatest governance, you're either playing the fool, being a fool, or you are a fool. No, man, it's right, Fabi Fran. I think it is right, exactly as it is, right? So self-development demands self-discipline. Welcome, Lulu, Jason, Tennessee, Derek, Eli, Siobhan Peart, Fabi Frano, A.M. Henry, right? If you're going to improve in life, you have to discipline yourself. You have to govern your life. You have to be responsible. In fact, societies that are successful, what you call them, first world nations, they are not, unless they are communists, are under dictatorship. It is self-governance, meaning though they are governments, the people have taken on the responsibility of governing themselves. Like in Japan, where the people govern themselves. Right? They govern themselves. They govern themselves. They take responsibility for their action, their words, and their deeds. So people thrive when they are given the responsibility of governance for themselves, rather than given rules that they must follow or else. Want us to get that. Now let's bring this back to football. So a lot of the debate has been about what the footballers did the Sunday before the Tuesday game and the Saturday. Nobody yesterday said that players must gallivant and waste time and do all of that. No. What we all said, and what I firmly believe, that in sports, a player must be judged on his performance. He is responsible for what he does to enhance or take away from his performance. The coach's job is to look at that player, see if he's meeting the grade, and if not, then the player must be replaced. But if a player wants to eat bun and cheese, sleep with his wife, baby mother, or girlfriend, party or not, as long as the player performs to the level the coach wants him, then really and truly, there should be no argument, except that the individual players have a brand. They are brands of themselves. They have sponsors and they have agents and they have businesses that they operate as individuals that they must be mindful of. That continues to be the dialogue. Nobody is permitting anybody to do anything. And nobody was on the show doing that. All right? I think they asked Teagat, and I don't know why Teagat couldn't say the player wasn't performing, because that was obvious. Teagat stuttered, I don't think he should. All right? Now, so I have done some research, people. Big up CC. I have done some research. From under 17s in Jamaica to senior teams. Let's go back to Never Bell being in charge of junior teams, Jeffrey Maxwell senior team, Carl Brown, Wendell Downswell, Rene Simoes, Winifred Schaefer, Bora, Professor Alfredo Monteso, our new coach, Theodore Tapa Whitmore, under all the spells that he has had. Go to the coaches, Jerome Waite. All of these coaches at some point had rules and curfews, and players still went and broke those rules and partied and still played. Therefore, that is proving that rules don't stop people from doing what they want to do. Big point that. People, don't be a fool. Rules can't stop people from doing what deep down inside of them want to do. Rules can't stop them. If rules could stop people, we would have no murder. We would have no speeding on our roads. The law is really for the lawful, not the lawless. Let me say it again. The law is really not for the lawless, but the law abiding. Come on. When you make rules, only rule keepers keep them. Rule breakers don't. Because people will always do what they want to do. So because people are going to make their own decision, especially adults, you have to set standards of performance. And when they don't meet the standards of performance, then you judge them on their performance. Understand that. Be smart. Don't be a fool. You cannot govern people unless they want to be governed. Don't be a fool. If men abided by rule, everybody will be married before them have sex. But a man don't believe that. So them have sex outside of marriage. Because whether or not the rule is there, they want to do what they want to do. But after they have done their actions, they get judged. That's how life is, my brothers and sisters. So, the players in our senior team, definitely, Jason, of course, moderate, man. We're not putting up with no foolishness. The players in our senior team, none of them broke any rules. So, if someone said to me, manage the players need rest. So, the players there, people know what time them going in. I don't. I wasn't there to see what time them going. Me then in my room. I don't go and check on players. So I don't know. But here's what I know. Monday morning, the players trained. Everyone was on time. And I can tell you, training was, for the people who are there, training was good. And the players who started did well in training. All right? Bam. Monday, well, they met with the Minister of Sports. Tuesday, they met with the opposition leader. They met with the president for lunch and the general secretary. So from Monday morning, right, to the time of the game, the players spent their time at the hotel. Understand it. Understand these people. I would not recommend that players party any at all. If I were in, I used to run, when I used to run my team, I told my players, listen, you can't smoke at the training, weed and things. I don't want any alcohol. I had those things. But I couldn't tell the man them that them not supposed to smoke when them there them yard. That a fit them thing. I couldn't tell them, listen, party I keep, don't go to the party. What I know is that when it's time to perform, if you don't perform, I am going to replace you. So here's what we must do. We must judge the player's performance. Listen, Andre Blake, your performance was poor. We don't know what is contributing to that, We know business. We are going to play the goalkeeper, Jamal Wait, who is performing better than you. Ethan Pinnock, your performance is poor. We are going to drop you, and we're going to replace you with Greg Lee because your performance is poor. Damian Lowe, your performance is poor. We're going to drop you and we're going to start Deshaun Bernard. Whoever it is, you drop them and you play people based on performance, not them personal lifestyle. Nobody can. Your boss or your company can govern your lifestyle. You go a party when you want and you go work the next day and you do your work. Them should fire you. Come on. As long as you do your work. Because your boss can't tell you not to go party. They cannot. They cannot tell you not to sleep with your wife. What your boss have to do is judge your performance. What you can say is that you don't condone your personal lives when it becomes public, because that is affecting their brand and the image of the team, not the performance. There's a difference between the image you want to portray for the team and the performance of the team. Though there may be connectivity, they are mutually exclusive. Get that? Could it be, look at Aston Villa? Look at Leon Bailey played for Aston Villa today in 10 minutes and did well. Could it be that we need to look at how we use him to lift his performance? And this don't mean that we are tell people to go party, but let me tell you this, what is funny. Under Rene Simoes, the 1998 team, any one of them can tell you, party was going on while people broke out of camp. Carl Brown people broke out of camp under Carl Brown leadership. Wendell Downswell leadership. Winifred Schaefer leadership. Tapa leadership. They had rules, but people still broke it. So the players always go party. I don't agree with it. But you can't govern people that way. People must be governed by the sense of responsibility. And every player and every person must be responsible for their action and for their teammate. That's professionalism. There you go. This is a man who understands. This is a man who understands. So a player, when you're at a certain level, you have to make certain sacrifices because people may teach you things. Understand this, part of leadership. You have to give up to go up. If you want to have success, you have to give up some of your comfort. And what players in general, everybody, you need to give up certain things so you can go up higher. But don't act like Jamaica have hundreds of players, you know, that if a man go party when he's not supposed to, you can drop 10 of them and bring in 10 others and win, you know. Because me, I tell you this, you know, brother. The same people, them were complaining, you know. When man go party, you know, if them put some man on the field and them man they fail to perform to, you know, are the same people, them are go cuss, you know. Understand that, you know. That's how we stay, you know. A man needs to be judged on his performance. You go to basketball, Dennis Rodman, all of those people come in all day before game. The morning when the boss leave out or when him just come in from party. But when he goes on the field, he performs. He performs. Because at the end of the day, you know, it is your performance that matter. And where you're not performing, you get dropped. Simple. Because we're not concerned about your party really, you know, as long as you're performing, you know. Because if you partying and you're scoring hat trick every game, you think me I will tell you if you stop party? Me not tell you if you stop party. As long as you're scoring. But if when you stop scoring, I'm going to drop you. You must decide if you're going to party or not. Think no people, man. Let us be wise. Self-governance is the best governance. People have to learn. Adults have to learn to govern themselves. This is a problem with our country. That is why we have danship. That people in a community, they don't take initiative. They want done to run them life. It's a slavery mentality. That's why we want a supervisor, a watch over us, and micromanage us. We want, like Jamaica, this culture, micromanaging. We want people to sit over us and watch us. As your supervisor gone, you're going to do thing. It's just like on a construction site, you check it. If the supervisor not there over the man, if the boss not there over the man, them, man stop and start eat and smoke weed and gamble and all of them things. You follow me? We come from the slavery mentality where we need background master to run with life. So we can do good. We need to change with mindset, people. Stop wanting people over you to govern you. So you can do what is right. Stop preach the kind of thing there. And learn self-governance. That's why so much people in our country depend upon government. And if government don't fix them road and thing, you understand me? Then government to pay a school fee for them. Government. Govern your life. Govern your life. And that challenge leadership. So, let me put it to you again. Me, been a party. Me in a party. But here is the thing. You see, if you can scientifically prove that if a man party less than a certain time before the game, he will perform poorly. You present those things because maybe people need to learn that. That's how we educate people. We do the research and we say, listen, we have proven that people who party less than 24 hours before a game, it has proven that their performance decreased by this amount. And people who don't party perform at a higher level. And when the science has proven that, then, but here's what I know. It's a professional, let me say this, it's a professional people govern themselves. Kayla, I understand what they're saying, you know, but there are two things. Government are not responsible for the people. Government have a responsibility to the people. Here's what I'm saying again. People, there are two things that are different. Responsible for and responsible to. I am responsible for my kids, but I have a responsibility to all children. Hold on, people. Let's see if we get it. Hold on, the people. Yeah. So the issue we should be talking about, sorry about that, my people. The issue we should be talking about is that when players are not performing, why aren't they dropped? Why aren't they dropped? And if they are dropped, do we have enough quality to replace them that will outperform them? Those are the questions. So, for example, if just say, if Ethan Pinnock, Bobby Reed, Daniel Johnson, Leon Bailey, Demarai Gray, Shamar Nicholson parted, so let's bench all 6 of them, right? And play 6 players. Would that be the best option? Would that be the best option? Do we have 6 quality players at their level who can come in and replace the ones who will take out? So if yes, right? I do not believe that at this point we have the depth to drop people if they are performing on a regular basis. But where they are not, they must be dropped, either from the squad or from the team. I will say this, since the last Topper team, many players have not seen the team again. So there's a transition taking place. Now, they start out in a people. It's a self-development, demand self-discipline. And what that means is that players must discipline themselves. In other words, if you're unfit, you can't blame your coach. You can't blame your coach. You can't blame your coach because you have a responsibility for your own fitness and conditioning. You see, here's the thing. You see, when you're under 17, we have to govern you because you're a child. So when you come out with camp, remember the story with Andrew Henry when he was at the under 20 camp? What happened to him? He left the camp and what happened? Him crash, nearly dead. Never play back football again because he broke the rules. Consequence of that. You see, youth level football, you have to have rules. Youth must know that when you come into the camp at 10 o'clock is better. It's when you get under 20, you deal with professional youth. Professional. And I'm telling you, the consummate professional operate a particular way. I think that is what needs to change. We need to have players who operate professionally at all times. So, good thing. Remember, all right, this is a good. Walter Boyd got dropped because of, listen, there are many factors with the Walter Boyd omission from the team. Many factors. It wasn't partying, it was other things. It was turning up to training and not being at training when you're supposed to and all of that. That's a different thing. If a player not turning up at your training, that's a different thing. If them turning up late, that's a different thing. If they're missing your team meetings, that's a different thing. But their personal lives, you have to be careful. Like yesterday, some persons were saying No, man. All right. Listen. RR. There's a difference with the, here's you cannot you there are two things, RR. Let me help you. There are two things you cannot do. One, if you say a man is not a man of him wife, you cannot put a rule in place which people are supposing, saying that the man not supposed to have sex with his wife because him have much. That's it. You can't get in a people's personal life. You can't. You can't get in a people's personal life. What you must do is that if when the game I go play, him don't perform, then you drop him. But you can't go tell him that if you want to play for my team, you can't have sex with your wife the night before the game. You can't tell people that in professional football. Big recommendation, Lulu. We read them book here, man. We read them book here. And that me I try to tell the people them. The players have to take on the responsibility. So Hala Madrid and I agree. If the players are not perform, you drop them. Simple. Simple. So the onus is on the coach to say, listen, you have not been performing. You are not, you have not been scoring. You have not been defending well. And drop the players. Because other players have been dropped. So drop players. That is how it goes. Not to tell the man, say, yo, you can't party Sunday. You can't party Saturday. This one says, Manage, don't you think many EPL clubs not like the fact that many of our players come on a social expose, thus no want to release them? No, sir, the clubs, listen, the players, listen, being around players, that you understand that a lot of what players do and don't do is governed by players. Action of the field is a factor representing the color. All right, so here's the thing. You see, this now is where we're going to have conflict, you know. Are we looking for upstanding citizens to represent us? Because, you know, the people who says that, you know, you must have a certain kind of behavior to represent us, you know. You can't call for certain players come play for Jamaica, you know. Because the record has proven that their behavior in public, what we have seen, is inappropriate. So they should not be representing the country. Is that what we are suggesting? Are we suggesting that if a person is not morally and ethically right, they cannot don the Jamaican colors? So man who him and him woman fight can't represent Jamaica. Yeah, you take a charge for any crime, you're not upstanding, you can't represent Jamaica. You can't don the colors. Well, if that's what we believe, let it be. Let it be. And again, you know, some people are going to play the fool, you know, because by the time this done, they're going to have a different story about what I said. Because some people are playing the fool, some are being a fool, and some are a fool. So let me say it again. The onus is on professional players to act professional. You don't put in rules to govern them. It's self-governance. That's the way forward. All right. There's a, like, I know of a case, right? I know of a case. Last season in schoolboy football, where a footballer and a student, had intercourse. The female got pregnant. The footballer was kicked out of the school because he should not have impregnated the young lady, but they have a relationship. You tell me, no, it's wrong, because your kids, them shouldn't even be engaged in sexual activity. How does that help the schoolboy? Kicking him out of school. How does that help? Where is the rehabilitation? Where is the pathway to a better life? The student was an A student in school, both of them. You now lost in the system, can't take care of the youth. What am I going to have? Right? Remember again, people, I don't agree with smoking weed. I don't agree with gambling. Ivan Toney was betting. He has been rightfully so suspended. It never affected his performance because that is personal thing. So tomorrow, I'm going to give you players who have multiple women while they were playing professional that a lot of us look up to. Players who have women in almost every country that they play, that we rate big time. Look, let me give you some of them. What did they come out and talk about Dani Alves recently? Look how many of us rated Dani Alves. If you were to judge footballer and morality, half of them would not be playing. You have to judge them on performance. Because there is no order that says for people to play a sport, there must be these moral conducts. So what if two females in a relationship, they should not represent Jamaica then? Because we don't believe that they should not wear the national colors. Are them private affairs, that brother? I bet you say if you know a baller, we have our 10 women, you rate him up and say, yo, them man, they are girlies. But if you hear say one of the female footballer, them love an ex-female, they should not wear Jamaica colors. Double standard. You want to have morality for some people and none for others. People must be judged on performance. You say AQ. You say, the people that we are judging are morally sound. Hey, a big point that for real, you know. A big point that. Big point that. Should Marlon King have played for Jamaica? Should Jamie Lawrence have played for Jamaica? Winston Anglin, Hector Wright, Anandi Lowe? Should any of these people ever play for Jamaica? Should they? We're just talking about football. Marlon Samuels, should after what he has done. Chris Gayle, we never see Chris Gayle a party and him go, smoke and all. Should he play for West Indies and Jamaica? No matter how much party you see Chris Gayle, from on most occasions, them man pick up the bat there, them man lick 6 like Warriors are 6 in a row. All right, so hey, Hala Madrid, me now go get involved. Jairus, may I agree? You agree? The coach need for a man now perform. Yo, yeah, right now, brother. Me no business where you are drink, where you not drink, you not perform. Bench or you get dropped. Simple put. I agree with you. All right. So professional teams and most jobs do have rules and code of conduct. All right, but you know that. So, for example, a lot of companies, you know, the banks. What the banks will say is that, listen, it is all right. Companies generally take action when the action affects the image. In other words, if an employee of an organization does something in the public that affects the image of the institution they are engaged with, then their time may be terminated. That I agree with. If I believe that what you are doing will affect the image of Jamaica's football, then you should not be in the Jamaica team. But I do not believe going to a party and having a good time is affecting the image of Jamaica's football. I believe it can affect your performance. So you should be responsible enough not to do it. But if you are performing doing it, that's okay. But when you're not performing, you're going to be dropped. That is the point I am making, you know. So here are the rules. You get to work at 9, you leave at 5. So if you stay up until 8:30 and then you get to work at 9 and you perform, you know, I can't fire you, you know. I cannot fire you so that you were partying until 8:30. The fact is you got to work on time and you did what you were supposed to do to the standard that was required. Whatever you did before, if it don't affect the image, then so what? All right, let me get this one, right? You see this one? Here's the thing, El Granero. I said this before. Adults and kids are two different things. So, if you have a Premier League team and the players are taking their CXCs, so seeing that you're using exam, some players are going back to school. You will run a Premier League team, the JPL, Mullines, let's use Mullines, and 10 Mullines players go and do resit in January, and they failed it. Can you drop them because they failed? You can't, because they're adults. You're not responsible for them schooling, really. So for children, you need rules to lead them. I am saying for adults, you don't. So while you are in under 16 and under 15 and those things, you're not a professional. You cannot go out, go party. You cannot come in at 12 o'clock. You are a kid. You don't even do that at your own house. But when you're an adult, how can you? A man have him wife and have him kids. And you're going to put in rule. Warren says, yes, agreed, but the performance of these players affected the success of the team. Question. All right, so let me say this. I said it yesterday again, and all I'm saying is that I think we're missing something. I said this. People say me not call out Bailey. I don't understand. I said the man has been overwhelming. Not just in this game, you know. Because I knew him. I said this yesterday. I knew him from he was under 10. And I knew that this youth, I'm going to play against big baller down at Nazareth. On the banks. Down at Boone and Gully, them call down there. At them time they are soldier. You name Dave. Go over Peace and them thing there. You like Skillo and Lee and Polo and Plant and all of them man they from Peace used to come down from the Nazareth. The youth them from Common and from 100 Lane, from Park Lane, from Glen Drive. Right? Sorry. Yeah, underwhelming. Thank you, Jairus. So I said that his performances have been underwhelming. Not just in this game. I said, my expectations of him, his performances have been underwhelming. I do not think that all of the bad performances that he has had, it has to do with partying. And so the coach has a responsibility. And I don't think that responsibility is to govern his party attitude. It's to govern his on-the-field play. That's what we're talking about. This person says, our school is different. Management, I don't care what my players do in their personal time. It's only becomes a concern when their actions affect their performance on the pitch or the image, which is what I'm saying. You see, if your action is affecting the image, then gone, you know. You're gone. What happened to Ja Morant? Let's talk about basketball. Ja Morant action affected. It wasn't affecting his performance, you know. It was affecting the image of the NBA and affecting. Look at even what his name with the dog thing back in the days. Michael Vick, that quarterback, and it was the image of the league with the animal rights people. So if your action is affecting the image of the team and the country, then that must be dealt with. There are no excuses for that. But I don't think if a man party, it says that he's less committed to Jamaica than a man who don't go party. What do I mean by that? I may not go to party, but me stay up all night. I play my Xbox in my room. Right? You party and go to your bed 2 o'clock. Me play Xbox and go to bed 6 o'clock in the morning. Which one are we worse? So let me ask. Hey, this is a big one. Yo, sometimes the creator just give me some ideas in my head. Look at this. So, a lot of people, some of the players have them not come out of them room. You have players, or a team, them not come out of them room. Wherever they go, they have them Fire Stick and them have them Xbox or them PS5. All they do, they play game, FIFA and all of those things. So, who is better? The man who stay in his room and play games until 6 o'clock the next morning, or the man who go party and come in 2 o'clock in the morning? Which one is worse? Which one is worse? I'm waiting. I need two persons, sorry, to tell me which is worse. Oh, word to the why the party worse, Warren? If it's a matter of rest, I go to my bed at 2, you go to your bed at 6. Why is the party worse? Because it's a matter of rest, right? Why is the party worse? So we have to be careful. That's all I'm saying. Because let me tell you this, and it's the same thing sometimes when our people express themselves. Okay. But all right. So okay, so no, I understand what you're saying, Warren. The drinking is also a problem. No, you see it, you see me. Look at this comment. So you defend I will go party a night before the match. First thing, I have not heard anybody saying the players go to party before the night before the match. I have not heard that. So this is something new. What I heard is that they went to party Sunday and came in on Monday. That's what I've heard. Nobody is defending them going to party. Just Lord have mercy. Just listen, man. Data. So, So watch this. I can understand if people say, listen, you're drinking alcohol and all of those things and there is a problem. Like I said, I totally understand those things. But in our JPL, I see Magnum tonic wine. I don't know. I can only speak about me. People, you see, when me smell Magnum, I swear me I got drunk. I wonder how people drink it like that, like on alcohol. You know that there are many players in our Premier League who drink Magnum. There are many players in our Premier League who drink what them call a special before before they play a match. Like in them locker room, in the JPL, up to last season. Missy man I go, I'm on bus Magnum and I drink. Missy man order what they call it special. You don't know what special is? Rum and boom. Rum and boom. Boom, boom, yeah. You understand me? You understand me? So, I don't know. You understand? Okay, so you saw them at Uptown Mondays. Okay, I thought people were saying that it was some Dolly them saw them at. I don't know. You see that? I don't know. Yes, sir. At risk of being politically incorrect, 2 walks don't make it. Yeah. So I think I mean, Coach Rinzi. Yeah. We have 8 minutes, man, and then they're going to jump over the coach's desk because we're going to talk about Sherika Jackson. What time you start, Coach Rinzi? Sherika Jackson, Shakari Richardson, Ilian Thompson Hero, all under 10. You understand me? The youth from Jamaica, Thompson is his name. 9.87. You and the Coleman beat. Yeah, check out Coach's desk. Big program. Go on later. Coach's desk. Style on your favor. Have the city lock. I swear that some people drink alcohol before them do YouTube video. I swear that some people drink. Yeah, you understand me? But people, listen. The players need to be professional, be more responsible. And the coach need to take action against players who are not performing. Man, when I was in the US Army, we had guys we called barracks rats. These guys would buy cases of alcohol and play Dungeons and Dragons all weekend. They would drink and pass out. And that's that way. Boy. But you know what is funny? Hey, listen. Listen. I think the performance, except for the points, I think the performance of the team could have been better. A lot of things need to improve. But the team, I think, is still in the formation stages and will get better. But I do agree with the people, it don't look good, if you don't perform, if you are seen partying. If you are seen partying. But here's the thing. Not because a person go to a party 2 days before a game, it means that the party affected their performance. We need to look at the people's performance in the game. So what we need to do is look at Shamar Nicholson, Judge's performance, Leon Bailey and Dujan Wispan, Andre Blake and Javian Brown and Ethan Pinnock. Judge their performance and say, listen, they didn't play well, so you shouldn't start in the next game. You shouldn't be called up. Leave them personal life. except that their personal life is affecting the image of the country. Because if we are looking for players who are morally upstanding to represent us, we're going to have a problem with our squad. What I heard, Jay Ross, is that they went to some party on Sunday that went into Monday morning. What I know is that Monday, the players didn't go anywhere. Monday night, the players didn't go anywhere. Like I said, the players met with Olivia Babsy Grange. She met with the coaching staff and the players. I know on their day off, many players players went to stay with their families and all of those things. But people, so many times we question the players' commitment. You know, a lot of these players in this team, I don't know about past teams. They have invested in Jamaica, like buy and build houses for their families, you know. Like this group of players, I mean, are really connected. Right? Where's is going to get his chance, man? Where's? Don't worry yourself. Where's you know you're gonna get a chance. Just keep how it is in a way. Because I know you're listening. All right? You know how it is. You know that if you keep doing the right thing, you will get the right reward. And your work is going to pay off. I believe so. Listen, R&R, I'm not a party person. Remember, I am saying, you know, I am not agreeing with people going to party. I am saying that we cannot make a connection between partying and the performance, and the players should not be judged based on what they do in their personal life. All right, this is Andre Darby. All right, so Andre Darby is a former player, right? So former player. So what you're saying, the fact that they went to a party that is wrong, or it is a performance that is unacceptable. Hey, Ala Madrid, me I tell you, say I hit the nail on the head. Jamaica need some Reese Nelson and some Mason Greenwood and some Cameron Arch and some Isaac Hayden, and you understand me, and Reese Oxford, and you know the other guy that was at Tottenham that was in Portugal. We need the Rico Henrys. We need more of those players, because here's what will happen. We need the Ben Godfreys and the Mason Holgate. We need the Tyreek Mitchell and the Nathan Ferguson. We need all of these players, and because what happened now, because the more quality you have, is the more people realize they have to be responsible. Mason Greenwood, yeah. We need more players, because when you get the players and a man don't perform, whoops, you're gone like a salmon mouth. But we're in a position that if 6 of your starters go party and you decide to anybody party now and go play, you're probably in a position where you're going to lose the game. And they said people are going to quarrel. So what Darby want? Johnson Clark Harris, man, I can't remember all the names of them, man. Hey, you pressure Mr. Jaros. We need more players. We need the C-facets to keep on scoring. Someone positions can be under threat. We need Tavon when he goes back to start playing again and doing well at New York. Someone position can be under threat. That's what we want. We need the Delano Splat to step up, and the Anderson to step up, and the Dexter to continue doing well, and the Tyler Roberts and the Luke Badley Morgan, all of these players, we want them to start stepping up and doing well. We want Richard King to start getting a whole lot better. so that people know if them snooze, them lose. But Darby, you have to tell me, Darby, what is wrong? Is it wrong for the players to go to a party, or is it unacceptable into what their performance? What is unacceptable? Is it the partying, or is it the performance? Because other people party and play well. That is the point I'm making. Other people party, you know. And we say them a man of the match. So is it the party that is it the partying that is the problem? Or is it the performance that we must judge them on? And they go and sort out them partying thing. There you go, Ian Campbell. Tell them again so players come in. And listen, I hope, you know. I hope when uno see uno players them, uno remember say uno that call for them to get drop out of the team. You hear me? People. But I did promise you that I was going to be here an hour. Check out the coach's desk. Style in your favor. Tell out. Hey, yo. Hey, Duckland. Mr. United. Soldier. Yo. Duckland. Mr. United. Soldier. Fresh God. What go on with the mighty Manchester United? All right, so what Darby is saying is that, all right, the partying, you can't get enough rest to perform at your best. So how much rest do you need? Because my understanding is that they partied on the Sunday into the Monday morning, 2 a.m., according to the reports. And the game was on the Tuesday night. So how much rest do they? Yeah. How much rest at this level? Where the Manchester United fans them there? Yes, Manchester United got Brighton. Oh, I'm gonna tell you something wrong with we don't need more than 10 hug, man. No want 2 dozen hug. No want 24, about 10 hug. No want around 24 hug, man. 10 hug now work. No want 24 hug. 2 dozen hug no want Manchester. The Eagle Republic, you and I are at the same place. You see, if you can drift at the party and you can drift at the field, well, I know why you drift at the field, you know. Because next thing you drift, you understand me? I don't know if drifting is a good thing in football, but what all I want to know, you know, is when you turn up for my match, you perform, you know. I'm not busy if you want to go beach with you and your girl, you know. I don't want busy if you want to go down people go climb the falls, you know. Here is what I want to know. You see, when the game day come, you have to put in that performance. Yeah, but bless up with the self, people. Like I said, it's not long because it's a Saturday night. Yeah. So, but thank you all for being a part of the show. Don't be a fool and don't play the fool. The best governance is self-governance. And people thrive in environment where they are not governed by rules, but governed by personal responsibility. And if you want to build a successful organization, train people to become personally responsible for their actions and their work. And then they will follow rules, whether written or not. See that book that Lulu talk about, the Twin Thieves? You need to read it. Listen to it. Get Atomic Habits as well. Read those books, man. Yeah. So big up to everyone on the chat. To my moderators, bless up on yourself. Check out the I Am Sure Sports Fantasy League as well. You understand? Check out the I Am Sure Sports Fantasy League. I think Demo is just about leading. You understand me? But people, don't worry yourself. Players are coming. Oh, Rich, Think and Napoleon Hill. No, man, we pass Rich, Think and Grow, Rich, man. We read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And let your kids read that one as well. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But Atomic Habit is a very good book to read. And the Twin Thieves, very good. Because it's talking about the player-led philosophy in sports. Players must be empowered to give their best, not be governed by rules. We as a people. What, Fabi Frano? Yeah. Look at the RR. Hey, somebody, one of the moderators, time out RR for me what Gunners do a beating. Somebody time out RR for me. Maybe that Gunners did a beating. The man come on the Gunners Band channel about Gunners. Time out RR for me there, please. Time out. But the Gunners do a beating. But people, bless up, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the weekend. If you have kids, listen, take them out this weekend, man. Find something to do with them. Go to a sporting event. Go and take them to ice cream. Go to the park. Take them biking or something. Come on. Do something. If you're married or you have a girlfriend, a baby man, whatever you think, do something special for her. Yeah. You understand me? Yeah. Derek Eli. Blessings. All right. What you need to do, man, is subscribe, Derek, and then hit the notification bell. Tomorrow supposed to have an interview with a former reggae boy who used to party. So, and he has an advice to the players who love to party. I'm going to be talking to him tomorrow. And he's going to tell you how partying messed up his footballing career. You understand me? So that will be very interesting. So I'm trying to bring balance to the discussion because, you see, because I don't party, I don't want people to believe that I'm imposing my will on them. You understand me? But Hala Madrid left the art, leave the artist in Hala Madrid. But Derek Eli, first time I've seen you on the platform. Blessings to you. You understand me? Please just hit the like button, subscribe, and share. I am Manningsman. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And as usual, you know what we do. When it gets to this point of the show, we say we are over and we are OUT out of here.
Yo, watch your bad dog, SK New Air this. The body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Ocho-Race, Galtigo Bay. Everywhere. I Am Sure Sports. Check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like? Ha. Yeah, someone on for the food from young, from where they knee height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.